And we're back to it. The Manta Pillar. Ugh. Can you not? Hi. What do we got up here next? Bell's Shells. I'm guessing we sell ammo here.
This heat's unbearable.
Yeah, well, go out in space. It's cooler out there. I think I remember hearing something about how, like, spaceships have trouble venting their heat because, like, normally people vent heat into, like, the air, but, like, there's so much empty space in space that there's kind of a lack of air. There's not no air. The vacuum of space isn't completely devoid of matter necessarily, but it's very little. And so without having physical contact, there's like a weird lack of ability to vent air. I could be talking about my ass here, but I think this is like a thing. It's that like the heat itself kind of better transfers via matter or something like that. And so the lack of actual physical contact with air, I think, is supposed to make it harder to vent heat or something. I think this might have come up in like Artemis from the guy who wrote The Martian. I think there was something like that came up. We don't really think about that because we just think about it as like heat ventilation is just going into, like, you know, into the air. But when we say air, we mean empty space. Like conceptually, we're not usually thinking about air as being a thing that exists and fills all space. We think of air as being the place where there isn't. But in space, the place where there isn't full of air, and that air might actually be really important to the ventilation of heat, which might be part of the reason why they're having so much trouble with this situation here. Oh, we've already heard that conversation before.
Who knows?
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
What's the benefit of modifying my weapons?
Why, it gets you the weapon best suited for your lifestyle.
All the better for performing a little percussive maintenance.
Self-improvement, including one's weapons, is always a worthy endeavor.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on that bad boy. Bunker down in a bush someplace and pop off heads. What if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise? Extended ammo magazine and a barrel heatsink to bump up rate of fire.
How do I attach a modification?
Only takes a bit of elbow grease and a spot of engineering know-how. Most ships have a workbench near the cargo hold. Ours is in engineering. You can take your new toys over there if you feel like tinkering.
If I change my mind, can I take a mod off or replace it?
No and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys.
Sounds like you guys make garbage products. I guess that's actually just true to the factor of the world, basically. Where can I find modifications?
Right here for a start. I got a fair selection. Modified weapons are my specialty.
Does modifying a weapon void the warranty?
A what? Sorry, hon. Here at Bell's Shells, we just don't discuss impolite topics, and WARRA and TIES tops the list.
We don't talk about warranties here. We sell weapon mods. They break the moment you use them once. Wow, what a world to live in. Thanks, that's all I need to know.
So, what can I get you?
Alright. Let's see what you got for sale. A lot of weapons, not just mods, apparently. So filtering down to weapons, any hunting rifles? Tactical shotgun, Deadeye assault rifle. Deadeye assault rifle. Slow firing assault rifle that's designed to cause devastating amounts of damage to its target at long range. Level 11 already. I had a feeling I was going to immediately regret spending resources to... So... 99 damage. Post armor damage dealt plus 15%. Crit Crit chance 20%. Rookie numbers. So it does 99 damage. What do I got? Where is my weapon? I can't see my weapon, right? Because that's currently equipped. Is that how this works? I have to go to like repair or something? Hunting rifle. 82 DPS. It's not great. Damage. Oh, damage 102 though. So this does higher damage actually per shot. It's just the other one must shoot faster. This one still might continue to fit my style then. So it shouldn't be in the biggest emergency to switch them out, I suppose. I'm really confused by why the game works this way, where if I look at a weapon, you have to like compare. It's like, why don't you just, I don't know, why don't you automatically compare it to what I currently have equipped? I guess it's because I technically have 4 weapons equipped at the same time, but I'm currently holding 1 weapon, and there's no hotkey to compare it to the currently held weapon, which is usually what you do in these situations. Like, you look at an item in Diablo and it shows you it shows you this tooltip for the weapon you're looking at right now, and then next to it is a second tooltip for whatever you're currently wearing, and then you can cross compare the two. In this game I have to manually look back and forth, and it's really slow and tedious and awkward. And I think that's even true for armor, even though like I am wearing only 1 piece of each piece of armor. I think it's still, you still have to compare manually. The best you can do is press C on this and so on. So you can go like C, then go over and find your weapon, which is only in the repair slot because I think it's not in the cell. You can't even see it in the cell tab, so you have to find it in the repair tab. So hope it's not fully hopefully it's not fully repaired, or you can't compare it. And then now you can cross compare the two of them and be like, oh, this much damage, that much, okay. Yeah, it's seen as having less damage. I don't know, it seems cumbersome. I feel like we figured out how to compare shop items better like a decade ago, and this is like a weird step back. Like, even comparing it to the wrong weapon would be better than not comparing it to any weapon by default. I am currently holding 1. Anyway, I think I'm happy with what I've got. So, weapon mods, what do you got? The gyro sight. Reduced spread. Reduced noise, but not a lot, or not all the way, just 2/3. Melee, yeah. And you can't even get this until you have better rep, I guess, but that mod already exists in the other thing, and that's a melee one. Mr. N. Damage type, N-ray. What the fuck what does N-ray mean? Can I ask you about that? What is an N-ray? Waste disposal. Alright, take me.
I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here.
Oh. How did you guys even get sprats up here? You're in space. Like, they have a whole ecosystem where they're able to survive here, even though you're kind of just throwing all the chunk there. I guess a lot of it gets trapped right here, because you decide to have a whole open room here where all the garbage can gather. Those are broken bottles. Hey guys, you're not even afraid of me, are you? I guess it's because we're on a habited space station, so now the sprats aren't afraid of us here because they're just used to people, unlike the wild ones. If that's intentional, it's actually kind of a nice little detail. Weren't the previous sprats green and these ones are pale, I think? I could be wrong about that. Interesting AI quirk though. I've been attacked by sprats once.
How about I stay up top? You know, keep watch.
They've mostly been cowards that run away, but these ones specifically are like, whatever, humans are here. They don't we're fine. That guy's very dead. Oh no. Crumpled instructions. Frankie got a lead on some local salvage. One of the groundbreaker's old hangars was bricked over until someone found it by poking around the stevedores' quarters. Lilia gave us the go-ahead to plant our flag once we clear out the new arrivals. I am sending you to scout. Look for a loose panel. You gotta climb on top of their bunks and head toward the back wall. Lilia says we should watch our backs. She thinks we're being tailed. In other words, typical Lilia. Watch our backs, thinks we're being tailed. What did it do? Plant their flag. Look out for a loose panel. You gotta climb on top of their bunks. At the stevedore quarters. Well, that didn't go well for him. Sounds like they were, in fact, being followed. I thought you were gonna stay up top. Oh well. Maybe they forgot to program the AI to actually reflect the dialogue. So who's the server that's talking? That sounded aggressive. Well, what do we have here?
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicar.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
Sure. Gross. How does the garbage even get up here? Like, when is this an acceptable situation? Like, somebody works here, right? Why don't you just fucking throw that shit down there and then throw it in the other hole and it's over? Why is there like a nightmarish debris buildup right here? Ooh. It's like when you sneak into the secret, like, back hallway in a mall. The one we saw in Silent Hill 3, for example.
And not all of it's mine. I'll die in here. Just get me out.
Someone's locked in here, but I can't get them out until I get another lockpick or find the secret way around, so let's go this way. Uh-oh. I think this might be the manta pillars we've heard about.
Nice work!
You guys good? Just in case. Well, that went well. Secret is to have my scary gun. That guy yells a lot. He's still going. Guess he's worried I'll forget about him, which is reasonable. Well, turns out we might get some combat in after all. Aside from that one bounty, I wasn't sure if we'd really have to deal with any kind of aggressive people, and for all I knew, that was going to be a talky situation too. I definitely look like I'm about to shoot people. Like, this is... If I was the guards, I'd be freaking out if I saw a person just poke out with a gun like that, like I just did. That also means that people definitely heard... They almost certainly heard me shooting just now. If it's open to that area. Maybe it's really noisy in that open area, I guess. Where am I now? Oh, that's the bar. Is that the bar door from earlier? Yes, okay. Still don't have another one of those. Working on that. Is that the... That's the bar. It's all interconnected. That's kind of neat. This is definitely how you sneak into places if you need to sneak into a particular place at some point.
We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions. Therefore, our lives are predestined along a path that is only visible in retrospect. Life is fated and unstoppable.
I don't know, Mr. Vicar. That seems like quite a leap.
Thank you. I was literally about to say that. He just said two random things and acted like they related to each other. We are a series of atoms given consciousness. Our entire ability to think is a consequence of chemical reactions. Therefore, destiny exists. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I thought he was gonna do the usual thing where he's like, nothing matters because we're just chemicals, man. But I'm like, just because you can explain our existence doesn't mean that our existence has less meaning to it. It just means that you came to an explanation. There was always going to be an explanation. I get that being able to explain it makes it feel smaller, but that doesn't make it not real. But then he just went a total different direction than people normally go by just being like, therefore fate. I'm like, what? Alright, sure, I guess. Don't mind me just stealing everything so that I can then be over encumbered a minute later. There we go. Good job, me. Heavy machine gun. I have not played a Metal Slug in a while. Were any of the things I looted just actually the things I'd want to loot, by the way? Anyway. A lot of energy cells there. They don't have... Ammo doesn't have weight, though. Yeah. I gotta get rid of some of my... Let's see, right, we can just break them down. Did it... No, not flip sort, sorry. Oh wait, no, yeah. Value to weight ratio. Value. That is a shovel. Yes. Can I walk yet? Nope. We'll get there one of these days. How do you value these things? Oh well. Let's not freak out too hard about it. Here, wear this helmet and stop talking. That should be good. Ah. Put this away. Ah. That's all connected now. Yep. Here's the garbage room from earlier. We've already found a new way in. I found their key card, which gives me access, but is not useful to me. Let's cover my tracks. Who just opened that?
Is anyone there?
I'm trying not to leave you there, buddy, but it requires a currency and or a level up to get in that door, so you're gonna have to wait. Oh, there we go.
I've seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicar? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicar. Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
His stick's so far up his ass is coming out his mouth.
It's mine. I'll die in here. Just get me out.
All right.
Thank you, stranger. Shit, ain't that a relief? You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet. Thanks again, friend.
What happened?
What usually happens on this partially pressurized rust bucket? Something broke. Well, actually, two things broke. First, the damn toilet overflowed. When I came to clean that up, the damn door decided to close and lock on me.
How long were you in there?
Time stood still. I was aware of nothing but the smell. Ugh, could have been days. Ah, shit. That means I haven't clocked out in days. Song is gonna have my ass for wage theft.
Well, good luck out there. Ugh. Leave. There can't be anything in here. I'm not even gonna check this room. I'm moving on with my life. Stop opening things, you weirdo. Why are you so shiny? Alright. You guys need walkie-talkies or some shit. Like, if you get trapped in this place that breaks down all the time, you need a way to be able to call out. That's the reason why elevators have a button and stuff. Where am I going? Hey guys. Making weird shouting noises whenever you jump again? Ooh. Neat. Am I allowed here? Oh, invisible walls. This is a one-off little piece of secret. Can't go any further. Even though you could definitely do some platforming around here. They don't want you walking around on that thing, so it's all invisible walls to stop you from going any further. Okay. Well, this certainly was a thing.
You don't seem to like traveling with us much.
Why in the architect's name would you say that?
It's just that you're real grouchy. Kinda all the time?
I'm not grouchy, I'm just irritated by inane questions.
Yeah, see, when you say it like that, it makes me wonder.
Yeah, he's just kind of awful. I don't know. Maybe Mr. Cha is his lover or something. And he's just real distracted. Probably just an asshole though. Where is she? These NPCs, they don't make sense. A public terminal. Let's learn things maybe. Public notices regarding the food situation. To those of you who have raised concerns about the quality of Groundbreaker's victuals, yes, I'm aware the promenade stinks. Allow me to put the matter to rest. Our ancestors didn't rise from humble beginnings on a diet of spratwurst and borst, but that's the reality of life up here. If you can salt it, can it, or zip it up in a pouch, then we're not picky about calling it food. Spacers make do with what they have, and what we have is smelly meat, lots of salt, and 11 kinds of mustard last time I counted. Try and enjoy it. Ship impounded? There's a general notice about our this is a general notice about our impound policies. If the board impounded your ship, take it up with the board. Their embassy is the gaudy building opposite Sublight's warehouse. Send them your questions, outstanding fees, and hate mail, especially the hate mail. If Groundbreaker impounded you, pay your damn fees and don't bother my people. JT. Looking for work. Urgently looking for a new crew to sign on with. I've been stuck in Halcyon for almost a year now. Don't know what's holding up my next posting. Never had to wait this long to get on another freighter. I'd planned to take one of the rare long hauls back to Earth, but I haven't been able to find any. And even the shorter skips to inner world seem rarer than the outer world routes these days. If anyone has any information about upcoming work, please post it here. Down on my luck. Hey, so here's my story. My ship limped into Groundbreaker in a rough state. We couldn't make the repair fees, the docking fees, refueling, or the fees for not being able to pay your fees, so I'm kind of stuck here now. Then they took my ship and sold it off as scrap. Now my credit is shot to hell and corporate freighters won't hire me on. I'm hoping someone with a bunk to spare and places to go is feeling charitable. Thanks for listening. This notice has been posted 56 times in 632 days. Just the same one over and over again for 2 years? By the same person, I guess? Shit. People having bad times. And I'm just hacking my way in to Wildcat Group, subject Groundbreaker meetup. From Kitty Backhand into the Wildcat Group. Even though it's been nigh on 20 years since our last meetup on Groundbreaker, I was hoping we could get the old gang back together. I understand that things have changed. Some of us are long-range haulers, some of us have gone corporate, some of us are likely dead, and some of us are on Tartarus and not reading this message, but I haven't lost hope. No one responded to my last invite. I hope that means your schedules are full up with family gatherings and job opportunities. Stay free, freelancers. To IS Conveyors Collective, subject Conveyors Rights, from Iceman. Hey y'all. So I just got off ice from a round trip to Dashkova. 2 years out, 2 years back. Imagine my surprise when we de-thawed and groundbreaker comms told us our docking was going to be delayed. 1 hour turned into 5. Then days went by. In the end, we spent an entire goddamn week waiting for a berth on this law-fucked bolt bucket. And because we were kicking our heels all that time, not a one of us got paid. I don't know about you, but I got expenses, a family I don't see often enough, debts you wouldn't fucking believe, and even if I'm not working, I'm still gotta make my payments. Does that seem proper to you? Don't we conveyors have rights? Nah. I don't think this is a people having rights kind of world. Why won't this thing mark itself as red? This message is no longer accessible to your clearance level. Your attempt to access this message has been logged. What? That was fucking creepy. I don't like that. Sublight. Oh, that's the creepy place, isn't it? We'll see about that. I'm gonna check out this bottom floor first, so let's loop back around to the other side. I want to see it all. Rando. Rando with a red hat.
I'm just in port long enough to get another haul contract.
Okay. Good to know, sir.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed?
Alright, we've heard this one before.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
Looking for Gladys.
Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
Number 2 was fine. How's life on Groundbreaker?
Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
How does Groundbreaker keep the board at bay?
Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free.
You mentioned Sublight.
Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one.
Do you do business with the Promenade merchants?
Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
I'll be on my way. You done? You're done. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know these guys are just around and they don't have much of a problem. There's just open ass garbage just sitting around right next to where people sleep. Like right next to their door. Ooh, thank you. It's not even counted as stealing. Because it's in the garbage. Why is there money in the garbage? What's wrong with you people? How do you end up like this? Oh yeah, the messages have looped at this point. Well, hello. Rest and go key card. You guys are gonna blow my cover if you keep opening doors when I'm looking around. Whose team are you on? Yeah, a lot of hackable stuff. If I get their key card, I get access to all sorts of things potentially. All right. Hey, little guy. Oh, there he goes. Ephraim Maywood.
Damnable thing about living on a space station. No pigeons to feed.
That's an incredibly specific.
Oh, you can feed the sprats, sure enough. But then the neighbors start moaning about hygiene.
Well, then give all the sprats baths. What is that? The knock you out bar. That was we heard the news about that earlier. CCN 76 milk chocolate with caramel and pea-free nuts. It's time for a KYO. Oh, peanuts. They're called peanuts, so they're pea-free nuts, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's just confusing, frankly. Also, that's a frozen dinner, sir. Oh god, it's revolting. Oh god. It's like some sort of like fried chicken, mashed spectrum potatoes, and spiced mock apples. Okay, maybe it's a little less distressing than I thought. I thought that was some sort of like rainbow ice cream shit over like a meatloaf is what it looked like. It's fried chicken, which I doubt. I don't think you guys have chickens. I don't know if I believe you there. Are people shipping that much chicken meat interstellar-wise? Is that what's happening? Spectrum potatoes. Confusing. Even if the potatoes have a variety of color to them, why would it be that after you mash it? Like rainbow from left to right. You'd have to apply the mashed potatoes and then dye it afterwards once it's already in its final position to get that kind of coloration. And I still don't know what mock apples are, even though I've definitely eaten some at this point. But we're gonna blow right past all those other things just to mention that it's a fucking frozen dinner sitting on a shelf in the open, aka not frozen. Do you understand the mistake you've made, sir? Because I don't think you understand the mistake you've made. It's a problem. Do you even have a fridge? Yes, you do. Put it in the wherever the freezer part of this thing is. That's where the frozen dinner goes. You crazy ass person. I'm gonna guess that this is a reoccurring asset throughout the entire game, and it's never gonna be in a goddamn freezer. And it's gonna weird me out every time. It's right on the box. It just tells you where to put it. You can't, and don't tell me it's fucking cold in the air, because you guys are having a heating problem because of the whole place being in meltdown mode. So I know you're fucked. Okay, you guys need some boundaries though. Like just a few boundaries. Like maybe don't come specifically to here. Why are toilets the most revolting thing in video games? I have never seen real life toilets that are half as disgusting as every single toilet in a video game ever. Where the hell does this go?
No one saw me trip over that, right?
Everyone saw. I mean, I'll definitely lie now. Squatter's journal. I served on 2 corporate freighters before I got stranded here. Everyone's heard my sob story, but no one's listening. To them, I'm just background radiation. Wasn't my fault the captain decided to take off early. Wasn't my fault no one checked the crew manifest. Wasn't my fault they replaced me with a full-timer. Now I'm filthy, bitless, and bedless. Far as anyone's concerned, I'm groundbreaker trash. That's how I live. And if no one agrees to take me on as crew, I suppose that's how I'll die. Is his corpse here? Nope, not yet. He's not in a rush to die. It's just he's just resigned to the fact that it's probably going to be the rest of his life now, which is unfortunate. Sleeping. Sleeping is a mechanic in this game, it occurs to me. What does sleep... I guess it probably heals you, but I haven't had any reason to sleep ever. I wonder what this person is. Might have seemed a little grim for me to be like, where's this corpse? But we literally just found a random corpse with a gun in the garbage chute, so I was genuinely uncertain whether we were going to find his body or not. You know, I'm not sure I trust this water. Oh, it's sparking up there. No, the water's not getting me. Why buy a weapon mod when the game just throws them everywhere? Maybe don't buy anything ever, just in general, honestly. Where the hell am I gonna come out? Startling pop-up. Holographic disguise activated. Your holographic shroud has activated, giving you temporary access to this restricted area. Moving drains the shroud's energy. When it runs out, personnel will see and interrogate you. Talk your way out of the interrogation to reset your shroud. It will get hard to talk your way out the more you're interrogated. Isn't this exactly the disguise system that was in Pillars of Eternity, but I understood it less because they didn't say that? Holy shit, it drains fast. There's not even anyone to see it, and it's already draining. Are there... Oopsie. Are there even people to have it drain? Okay, whatever. It just means that I have to be in portal mode and be really conscious all of a sudden of how much I'm moving or not moving. Like in Portal, when you play the challenge mode where it's like, beat the level as few steps as possible. I wish that it waited for there to be people, or oh look, they're in uniform. I wish it waited for there to be witnesses before it started draining. Otherwise it just seems kind of rude. Alright, I have access to the medical bay. Not because I have any particular agenda, but just because I like to walk around and explore levels, and I've ended up here. Yes, hello, sir. Mardit, if that is your real name. What a weird system. So moving drains it, but not being seen. And I'm back to being allowed to be here. Hi. Okay, so I was too close to that person, so they got suspicious. That just wasn't counted as stealing. Meh. This here's... Yeah, I am looking sharp. You're welcome. It's a weird thing to say.
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
Nah. Got me this far. Just, it's a personality type. You get used to it. But also, this is quarantine. They definitely keep it closed for a reason. No one here, apparently. Uh-oh. Don't mind me. Just gotta reset this really strange cell system. Weird. What a weird system. This door doesn't open. Alright. Ballard from the inside.
To the last rat is on rotten time. Leave me in peace.
Damn.
You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
Sorry, I'll go. Damn. Does not respond well to interactions. I'm guessing we might have a reason to talk to her later. Bye-bye. I'm sure I'll be back later for some reason, but I totally stumbled in here. Wow. Alright.
Step lively, Miss Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot was untied.
Would hate for you to get left behind, or architect forbid, become lost.
Are they getting tired? We're not moving that much. I'm so mostly slowly walking around introducing myself to a bunch of people. Well, that guy could be stealing all sorts of drugs from in there. Or he might be the body on the table, distressingly. Right at the bathroom. Been there. Here's door 2.
supervisors indicate that rates of time.
I think it said second from the left, third from the right, which I guess is right, maybe?
Move along.
What if I don't want to move her along? What if I want to talk to her? Are you gonna make me move along? No? Okay.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Are they store-bought? Phineas sent me. Said he could sell me a key, sell me a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction.
Fun.
Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
10,000 bits. Huh. I could have afforded that if I hadn't spent money on certain things, I suppose, but ultimately just... we're all here for content, aren't we? Any chance of a discount since Phineas sent me?
Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double.
Okay, sorry to bring it up. Tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
No qualms here. Let's hear the details.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Why was Roseway abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
Maybe it's some sort of outdated message.
Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
If it's a corporate town with something to hide, why the SOS?
Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Sounds win-win to me. So you need someone to snoop around for you.
My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies. I'll
stop by if I find anything.
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
So we're already being sent off to a third location, but I'm going to finish everything I can find around here first, before we just completely lose track of what we're doing. What other jobs do you know about?
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
Right, that too. On top of wanting to not deviate too much, there's also the fact that I can't leave this place until I figure something out. Anyway. I want to ask you something else.
What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom?
Sure. You mentioned Groundbreakers outside the board's control.
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
I swear I heard that line before about how the board won't abide something that won't obey it. So she thinks the board is causing what's happening right now.
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
What's this about the heat?
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
Ah. It's that the board's specifically getting in the way of probably the sourcing of the parts that are necessary. Which makes me wonder if the board's using this as an agenda to put pressure on this place, maybe to sign over their independence. I'm definitely wondering if this is sabotage to begin with. How do you mean?
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will.
You said that.
They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
What do you do here?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
What about non-famous players? I earned quite a reputation as a fifth-back during my seminary days.
You do have a favorable mop, I must say. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
He just can't get through a sentence with this without slipping out what he's trying not to say. Why'd the board recall Stellar Bay nav keys?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
Something like the Hope? What makes you think that?
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
She's our mess. Yeah. I mean, this place isn't like openly revolting in the way that the previous place was. I've never really seen an upside yet to the board. Are there still people down there?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board.
Thanks for your time.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
You gave me candy. Can't take the rest though, she'll get you.
You think Gladys is gonna make us listen to the rerun of The Chairman's Children again?
I don't have time for this.
Yes, you do. That's the... See, hey, a frozen dinner that's inside of a fridge. Or freezer. I can't really tell, honestly, which one it's supposed to be. I think it looks more like a fridge. Unless these areas are segmented. It seems like there's some stuff you don't want to freeze in here. Including an apple? I don't know, maybe mock apples are more freezable. What is that? Mock apple and Synthamon beauty basket. Huh. What can we find up here?
Got one more hour before the dockmaster bills me. How many beers can I down, do you think?
Are you even enjoying it at that point, I wonder? They just kind of throw hacking items around. Hacking and lockpicking.
You couldn't pay me to visit Monarch. I'd probably get my face eaten off.
Yeah. Might still be dangerous there, but there's a decent chance that it's just, like, Tartarus sauce. There's a decent chance that it is just something that they don't want you to see. Either an embarrassment or a secret. Something that make them vulnerable. Pay to view movies. Pay to view is restricted to diamond level guests, but feel free to peruse our catalog. Entertainment cartridges are available for rent at the main desk. There are currently 0 cartridges in stock. My big cannid friend. A lab-grown giant canid goes on an adorable rampage, leading a family of scientists in a wild chase across Emerald Vale. Spending the holiday away from home proves to be a chore, but the family soon realizes that the true friends are the monsters you meet along the way. Aww. Giant, horrifying nightmare canid rampage. Clifford the big red super mutant. Nanner Spank 7 Primal Affections. Jesus Christ. Raised up by wilderness primals, one man will leave the jungle he knows to explore the one he doesn't. Keystone. He came for Nanner Spank, and but he stayed for love. He came for Nanner Spank. Can a young corporate executive collar this creature, or will she awaken the beast within? Rated PACNS for passion, anthropoid, and consensual nanner spanking. Consensual nanner spanking? Jesus. Cereals. Baking with Edna. In this time-honored culinary classic, Chef Edna gives valuable life lessons while she cooks from the Book of Approved Cakes. Learn to maintain a structured kitchen, obey your head chef, achieve a good sponge, and obey your sous chef. Edna is the boss in her kitchen. Now she can be the boss of yours. Space Hospital. If the walls of Orbital Hospital could talk, they'd shriek with terror. These doctors have seen it all. Zero-G cyst lancing. Worst 4 words so far. Extraterrestrial teratoma. Next, on a very special episode, in order to trap a chem thief, Dr. Margrave must become a serial arsonist. Oh. So I guess we're about like we're like 5 seasons into a medical drama when things have to start going fucking crazy, like in House when they're like, I don't know, we've been going on for seasons and seasons. Here's the episode where the entire fucking hospital's in like a hostage situation, and here's the episode where he crashes through a house. It's like, what the fuck? This is a medical show. Broderick's Brood. An ordinary colony family daydreams of the extraordinary. While Lucio works in the factory canning processed borscht, her ham-handed husband cooks up schemes to land her a big promotion. Will that lovable fool ever learn to be satisfied with what he has? Broderick's brood is a testament to the less is success family lifestyle. Oh man. Some of them are less overtly propaganda-y than expected. Maybe that's because we're... Oh, is it because we're in an independent area? So they're not all overtly, like, soulless corporate propaganda, but instead just kind of lowbrow, broad stuff. Like, here's the medical drama, here's the family show with the hilarious giant canid that murders everybody. Whee! Yeah. This place is definitely an upgrade from the last one, but we have a sample size of 2. And I think it's benefiting greatly from that comparison.